Let's be real, if your idea of Italy is just Rome, Venice, or Florence, you've barely scratched the surface. The real magic hides in the places nobody talks about. Southern Italy holds ancient secrets, recipes older than your family tree, and sunsets so surreal they feel illegal. Think you've seen Italy? Not even close. This guide breaks the rules of mainstream travel, taking you where time stands still. Imagine dining inside a Trullo, bathing in volcanic waters, and walking Roman roads with zero crowds. It's raw, real, and everything the brochures forgot. Once you see these hidden gems, the way you travel, and maybe even live, might never be the same. Southern Italy's timeless beauty magic happens when you stray from the obvious path. Southern Italy travel isn't about fast-paced sightseeing, it's about slowing down, letting centuries of culture wrap around you. In villages untouched by modernity, locals knead dough as their grandmothers did, celebrate saints as they have for centuries, and pass down kitchen secrets. These aren't just traditions, they're living time capsules. In coastal hamlets, fishermen repair nets by hand, children play in cobblestone alleys, and bells toll from 900-year-old churches. These places brim with authenticity. Festivals here are sacred, candlelit processions in Lecce, grape harvest feasts in Basilicata, where towns become one giant table. It's participation, not just tourism, making every story personal. Landscapes whisper old tales too, endless olive groves in Puglia, volcanic craters framing vineyards in Campania, Sicilian coastlines hosting philosophers and poets. Every step crosses centuries. As you settle into this rhythm, Taormina calls. Ancient charm of Taormina. Taormina is a theatrical masterpiece carved into Sicily's cliffs. Stand in its Greco-Roman amphitheater, gaze at Mount Etna puffing gently, and feel history come alive. Southern Italy travel becomes soul-feeding here. You walk through history, step by sun-soaked step. The Corso Umberto flows with elegance and energy, lined with boutiques, gelaterias, and antique shops where locals gossip in melodic Sicilian. Sip espresso in a 19th century cafe, eye handmade ceramics tracing back to ancient traditions. You absorb Taormina's spirit, then Isola Bella appears, an island seemingly painted onto the sea. Accessible by foot at low tide, it's where nature and legend intertwine. People stay for the feeling, the sacredness in the salt air. Down the coast, more seaside stories unfold, from Peschici to mythic Scylla. Seaside jewels, Peschici to Scylla, southern Italy's coastline feels sketched by the gods. Peschici, a white crown atop rugged cliffs, invites you to get lost in its narrow alleys and painted stairways. The town spills down to the Adriatic, its beaches shimmering like secrets. Further down, Scylla emerges from legend, home of the sea monster Scylla. But the only thing monstrous here is the beauty. Colorful fishermen's houses cling to rocks, boats bob gently, and anchovies are still dried by hand. Sunsets look like melting oil paintings. Walk the shoreline at golden hour. Listen to old men argue while mending nets. Watch kids chase around ancient watchtowers. Feel the slow, strong heartbeat of these towns. Beyond the coast, the hilltop wonders of Ravello and Fornelli await. Hilltop wonders, Ravello and Fornelli. Ravello floats above the Amalfi coast like a dream. Classical music drifts from garden pavilions where Wagner composed. Panoramic terraces open into impossible landscapes. Villa Ruffalo and Villa Cimbrone are invitations. Ravello is where silence sings, and every glance feels like a privilege. This isn't just travel, it's transformation. Then there's Fornelli, quietly powerful in Molise, enclosed by medieval walls and blessed with Italy's finest olive oil. It's where flavors carry stories. Sit in a trattoria, dip fresh bread into golden oil, and taste generations of love and labor. Both towns remind us that height offers perspective. As the sun dips, a ferry whistles, calling us toward Procida and Ischia. Island retreats. Procida to Ischia. Procida is a pastel-colored postcard brought to life. Tiny, intimate, often overlooked, this gem in the Bay of Naples is a masterclass in understatement. Its marina, lined with fishermen's boats and vibrant facades, feels dipped in sunlight. Wander up to the Terra Murata for panoramic views. The real treasure is the vibe. Quiet, authentic, unbothered. Then sail to Ischia, where thermal spas bubble from volcanic rock and life takes on a slower rhythm. Soak in natural hot springs under the stars after exploring the mighty Aragonese castle on its rocky islet. Ischia soothes the soul. Locals offer limoncello and a story, accept both. These islands are gateways into another kind of life, where time bends and traditions flourish. As you settle into island life, the mainland calls you toward historic towns and culinary marvels. Historic towns and culinary marvels. Alberobello is the land of truly. These iconic cone-roofed homes feel like a storybook. Locals still live and cook in them, preserving a centuries-old way of life. Step into a Trello-turned bakery and taste bread baked the same way for generations. In southern Italy, food is a sacred ritual. Noto is a Baroque masterpiece bathed in golden light. Locorotondo's whitewashed homes circle its heart, a living canvas of peace and prosecco. Their crisp floral white wines are dangerously sippable. Don't forget Marzamemi's cinematic charm, where old tuna factories meet boho cafes, or Savoca, where The Godfather was filmed and drama drips from every corner. You're dining inside history. Full of seafood and stories, the ancient stones of Sapino and beyond start whispering again. Medieval and Roman footprints. Sapino is where history refuses to be forgotten. Walk through a Roman town so well preserved you can trace chariot grooves. The theater, baths, temples, all waiting. No ropes, no crowds, just you and 2,000 years of whispers. Sepino redefines stepping back in time. Then there's Pietramonte Corvino, a name like poetry. Narrow alleys snake through stone homes, where vines creep up balconies and cats nap like kings. The Norman Tower watches over it all. Real stories don't need marketing. Find a butcher who remembers your name, a baker using her grandmother's wooden bowl, and Gerace? Time carved cathedrals into cliffs here. Built on Greek ruins, it offers sacred silence and epic tales. Feel the layers, Roman bones, Norman walls, Byzantine echoes. As you reach the deepest layers, a mural in Diamante pulls your attention to art and culture. Art and culture capitals. Diamante proves quiet towns can shout in color. This Calabrian coastal village is wrapped in over 150 murals. Every wall tells a story, every corner bursts with personality, myths, daily life, pure color. Diamante is where art jumps into the streets. Then there's Vietri sul Mare, where ceramics are living legacy. Every plate and tile is hand-painted with symbols passed down for generations. Ask an artisan about a pattern. Hear a story stretching back centuries. Sister Nino adds flavor. Butcher shops double as grills. Pick your meat. They cook it on the spot. Fire-roasted lamb, perhaps. That's an experience. These aren't just cultural stops. They're full-body immersions. Smell the cooking. Hear the laughter. See the brushstrokes of generations. After these vibrant traditions, the dramatic landscapes of Positano and Castelmezzano call panoramic and natural splendors. Positano drapes itself over cliffs like silk. Pastel buildings cascade into the sea. Narrow streets and endless views promise new perspectives. It's a pilgrimage site for beauty seekers. You arrive transformed. Then there's Castelmezzano, defying gravity in the Lucanian Dolomites, looking carved by giants. Feeling bold? The Volo dell'Angelo zipline sends you flying between peaks like a bird. Scream, soar, then land in a trattoria serving the best cavatelli of your life. These aren't just scenic destinations. They invite you to feel alive. The cliffs, the sky, the thrill remind you what's real. As your heart steadies, it finds a new rhythm set by community and tradition in villages like Vico del Gargano and Satara, heart of local life. Vico del Gargano is the village of love. Every February, its Valentine's Day festival covers streets in flowers, hangs hearts from balconies, and sees couples carve initials into lemon trees for eternal love. Cheesy, yes, but sincerely so. Hidden gems Italy often come wrapped in emotion. Then comes Satara, a fishing village where anchovy sauce, colatura di alici, is serious business. Aged in chestnut barrels, this amber liquid elevates simple pasta to divinity. If fermented fish doesn't sound sexy, you haven't tried it here. It's liquid gold. The best travel tips are the ones you taste. In these places, it's about what you feel. A smile, a recipe tasting like memory, a festival reminding you community matters. These are Southern Italy's real treasures. So now you've seen Southern Italy beyond the postcards. What will you do with this knowledge? Keep chasing the same old destinations or explore something that feeds your soul? You've uncovered places where tradition breathes, flavors tell stories, and sunsets remind you life's too short for generic travel. Imagine choosing the path less traveled in vacations and mindset. What if you sought the meaningful, not just the popular? This video gave you keys to authenticity, connection, maybe a new chapter. But the journey only begins when you take the first step. Leave a comment. Which village captured your heart? If this sparked a fire, hit subscribe. There's a whole world of hidden gems out there, and we're just getting started.